UAB. I guess what stands out to you about their defense?
They're a physical bunch. They got a really long D ends, and so it's going to be a good game for our tackles to show what they have to do. And their interior guys are pretty stout, strong guys, and deceptively quick. So we're gonna have our hands full for sure.
I know you guys have struggled a little bit to run the ball this year, and looking back at last year's game, it looked like it was a struggle to run the ball in that game as well. I guess looking back on last year's game and looking forward to this year's game, what do you think the keys are going to be to try to run the ball a little bit better come Saturday?
I think I said the same thing last year. I think it's just going to be a physical battle between us, and who's going to come be the meaner bunch. Coach Goff's been harping on us to go out there every day and be as physical as we can, and physically dominate guys, and that's what we're looking to do this weekend too. We think that we have a bunch of tough guys in our room, and I think we can go out there and inflict our will upon them.
And like I said, you haven't had as much success running the football, especially with the backs this year, as you maybe had last year. I guess, have you noticed any difference between last year and this year's team in terms of that?
Everyone's struggling right now a little bit, and Coach Helton's just we got to take it day by day, and every day we got to try to go out and practice and be better, and it is what it is. And, to compare this year and last year, two completely different circumstances. Last year we had spring ball that we were able to, come together, have all those practices and come together as units. And this year we didn't really have that. We had a little bit of summer ball, and then we dove right into the season. Not saying that that's any excuse for, our lack of production, but, just something that sticks out in my mind.
I know as a whole, you guys have a pretty experienced older bunch too. And you're one of those guys, redshirt senior, you've been there for a while. How much do you put on your own shoulders to try to turn this thing around?
At the end of the day, we always say the O-line will drive this team. We're probably the most senior group on the team. So, as far as we can take the team, that's how the rest of us will follow. So, we take a lot of pressure on ourselves. And, I was just telling Brian this right after this. Every night the O-line meets for about an hour on our own, just going over game tape. We'll watch practice early, and then, tomorrow we'll have an early meeting with Coach Goff to go over the film again. So, we're always trying to improve. We're always trying to take, the next step, because, like I said, we know that we're the driving force of this team.
And, last game, I know it didn't go the way that you guys would have hoped, but late in the game, second half, you guys were able to put up some points, and Coach Helton pointed to that as probably the biggest positive, as you guys never gave up. I guess, how important is that in a game that's not going your way in terms of getting those scores late and going in, a more positive direction heading into the week of preparation for this week?
Yeah, we certainly didn't want to just, roll over for them. Of course they had a, pretty big lead at the time, but, we want to be men about it. We want to go out there and show that, we could do some positive things. And I think we did. We executed pretty well in that second half. Always things to work on. We have a lot to improve on, especially what the final score was. But, overall, you can take that little bit at the end of the game and kind of use that little momentum into practice this next week, and then build up the momentum this week and go into this big game.